Dude, it's good. Kate asked me if it was a tampon. She couldn't tell what it was. I said I found it in the trash can. I thought it was crazy. Is that a tampon? Maybe.
So is that what you do? Is walk around fucking sniffing that now?
I'm like that fucking nerdy kid off Wonder Years now, dude. Yeah, like that medicine fucking bag with me all the time. Like I can cut my head off.
It's a hypochondriac, dude.
Yeah, I was sick.
I'm sick. Dude, I'm sick, man.
Someone sneezes, I'm like...
He's getting sour.
He thought his prostate was all fucked up. The last day, he kept going to the doctor and getting enemas or whatever the fuck.
No, not enemas, fucking prostate exams where they jam a fucking fist up your ass. Where the doctor sticks his head in and looks around.
Oh shit.
My recollection, we all met playing sports, basketball together, right?
Yeah.
James had a fucking 1932 GSXR something.
1996.
Fucking shit can back in the day, but he had a bike and we didn't have a bike yet. Or did I have one before you?
You had the Ninja 600
$600.
For those of you out there that are back in the first week of having a motorcycle, raise our hands. 3 times. 3 times.
I'm up to Concord all the time. And you were playing ball there.
And I just got rid of my
You
bike.
just got rid of your Ninja. And then you come outside and see us riding in the parking lot. You got jealous. And then, is that when you went and got your 99?
Me and my buddy Paul went and got the 99 Pride that next week.
Did you buy it with a credit card?
Just applied for a loan, and I didn't even ask what the interest was. I'm sure it was like 8% interest. I didn't care. I just knew that I had a brand new bike, so I was happy.
Right.
Adam, you should explain how you never even rode a bike before, how you didn't even get to ride.
Well, I thought after Adam got his bike, it was like a month later, I went and bought my R1. So that's my first, it was 2001 R1.
But Adam didn't even know how to ride a motorcycle.
Right.
He bought his, and
No,
he watched someone ride his motorcycle home.
I rode his motorcycle home.
It's sad. It's sad. No, it's sad.
On the highway.
It's sad at the dealership for like a week. Yeah, because no one could pick it up. I didn't want to ride it home.
Right. So I had to go up, I rode his bike home for him. And then...
And then it sat here for like another week. So I took it to my house.
Show them the wind tuck you were in. The first thing I said.
No, I was in a wind, so it's like this, like 50 on the house. I remember this guy, I'll never forget, because this guy came flying by, and he's probably doing like 65 or which was fast at the time. He's like, hey, what's up, man? While I was riding, I'm like, that shit, man. And my girlfriend at the time was riding next to me. That shit.
Thank God for peripheral vision.
Yeah, fuck, dude, that was scary.
So that's that. James had like 4 bikes right off the bat.
No, because now I have my T1000. He has his R1. He has the 99.
Right.
And then we started riding all the time.
Okay, so I'm so excited I had the 929 come in talking shit at Ben's wall outside in the garage while we write shit down.
We'll show them that later.
Yeah.
But
anyway, there's a date on there. I'm not sure what the date is, but literally.
You had it literally for 30 days.
Yeah, because it says 929 all night, and then it said after 30 days it says not riding anymore.
Right.
Basically, I could do a quick sell.
But yeah, but once we had our bikes, we would just go riding every day, pretty much.
Every day.
Every day, every night. And then basically that one night, I think stands out the most, that we were out riding like 4 in the morning. But we were like,
that was with the 929.
Yeah, it was the first time we started clutching wheelies like on the highway, clutching them up instead of just, well, you were doing sit downs, right?
Yeah.
That convertible. No, it was on 40, Highway 40.
Yeah,
I was
40.
riding for sure. It was 40, you sure?
Yeah. Highway 40, right by the zoo.
But that night was the night I got slow 12 bucks, right?
Oh, man.
We're caught up on time now, I think. Part one.
Well, we just started kind of filming.
Yeah. Started filming just to show each other what we were doing because everybody had a job and we didn't work the same hours or whatever. So I would go out for a little bit. I would take the camera and have, whoever seen it follow me or whatever. And Adam would get off and we both go out and we'd show Dennis what we did. And Dennis would go out, or Dennis and Adam would go out. And he just went back and forth like that.
The progression back then was a big deal. Like, it happened quick. It was like that. As far as getting through the wheelies.
But the biggest thing was like the distance, like who could ride. We were just trying to ride the longest wheelies that we could.
Right. And
that's when
that
they were like
point,
high speed fucking wheelies.
yeah, you're at 100.
Yeah, you're right, it wasn't 100.
I
felt very comfortable.
And well, see, I won. That's the one. Like I was in 3rd gear and I fucking came down and clicked up the 4th and pulled up. When I came down, I was fucking died. Yeah, I go right past the truck.
But the longest distance in part 1 was the 2 mile. We called it the 2 mile stretch, which was from Merrimack Bottom to Butler Hill. And we'd always go down and do that. We did that loop every day, regardless of beginning the riding day and ending the riding day. We did that loop. And Adam broke his wrist. Adam was hurt.
I got in a fight.
That's right.
My hand was all fucked up.
He was fucked up, so he couldn't ride. He was filming. And me and you
We're at Big Balls House.
were going up the hill.
And that's when you guys.
We got on at the bottom, and I was like, there's no fucking way I'm coming down. So I go all the way to the top of the hill, up and over, and then I come down, I look over, and Dennis is right there, and Dennis was just coming down. I'm like, that had to be 2 wheelers. And he gets to the stoplight, and he's like, I was like, so where'd you come down at? He goes, I did come down. So we actually made our goal that day at the same time. Adam caught off. It's the I think in part 1 though, the only other thing that I've been questioned about so times was the speedo shots that were in there were not filmed with helmet there. And it's on a bone stock.
Where I was at.
It's on a bone stock. Right.
Trust you.
We're on a bone stock R1. Okay. Piggyback. I got Dennis on the back. Ready? Ready. Let's go. So all the speedo shots you see are like 175, 180. It's 2 up on R1, no gearing. Going straight.
I think seeing that one basically like the one video that we were just like balls out. We didn't have any fucking.
Nobody cared. Invincibility was fucking every mind counts. You could not be hurt on motorcycle.
We're just reckless. Like we didn't give a fuck. I mean, we're doing wheelies at 145, 150 miles an hour.
Plus, for our sport, I mean, it's not like you go out there and sit and practice in the beginning. Especially in our generation. I mean, no offense against younger generation, but good reason for all of us to end up back in the day. And we didn't just jump on and worry about what's going to happen. That's how we learn.
Everybody's up in wheelies on 40, and we're hauling. So I come down, I look back.
Who does that?
And
That's a state patrol fucking station.
Yeah,
it's like
state patrol headquarters where we're at. So I come down, I look back, and I see him. Turns his lights on, he's coming. So I do the international cops, and I look at Dennis, and Dennis looks at me, then I look over at Adam, and Dennis look back at Dennis, and it's like, so off we go. So all three of us take off. We're hauling for a while, and then we decide, okay, we're gonna get off the highway. So at 40, we get off, and we're sitting on the outer road.
You were sitting down.
Well, no.
I'm the calmest person in a cop chase.
Bullshit.
I take shit out. I'm like, okay, what's my options?
No.
Be cool.
You're like,
Hold on. So Adam's looking at us like we're assholes. Just leaving.
Now picture this. I am sitting in the middle of fucking highway.
What the fuck we gonna do?
Yeah, you get
Use the lights. There's unwritten rules. You guys fucking know. The cops know. Put your gun down. He's out of gas.
Let us fill up first.
He's our buddy.
So me and Dennis jump back.
Well, I didn't pay. Did you guys see the visual here? That I'm literally sitting in the middle of the fucking highway, bro. There's cops coming. I mean, they're fucking everywhere. Behind me on the overpasses, fucking outer roads.
We're on the outer road, and Adam's on the outer road, and like about a quarter mile up, there's an overpass that you can turn down the outer road. Well, there's cops coming on the overpass, turning down the road. So that's why me and Dennis took off and went down the insurance.
It's really confusing to understand every fucking road, but literally every turn you make, there's a fucking cop. I'm so excited that when I'm running, I'm pulling wheelies accidentally. So the cops have me sitting in their car when these guys are just arrogant. I don't come clean. So on camera for all the people out there who won't do this, I'm a fucking head case when we get to the cop chase. It's bad. If there's someone near that we're following, whoever that is, I'm gonna stare on their ass, still a test, everybody else tests. So I get back on the highway, I'm thinking I'm fine. Well, I don't know where the fuck I'm at. So I get off the next exit. I'm doing the fucking U-turn. So I'm right back in the same spot that me and James were. So it's just like fucking Groundhog Day.
In the meantime, I'm still sitting in the middle of the fucking highway.
Yeah, going.
That's like.
I'm passing Adam 5 times going. So we're dizzy as fuck. Our chase car has actually seen me twice because they're trying to find us. So they see me passing twice going each way.
Pull into this hospital, park my shit, take my helmet, walk inside the hospital.
It's
I'm calling everybody I know to come get me.
But hold on, who'd you call first? So explain how you were whispering because you were so scared. Hey, it's James. So he was whispering like a little baby. I probably been home for 40 minutes at least, just chilling.
Where's it in my car? I was freaking out.
Yeah, I made it home. Like I flew. I traveled back in time. So fast. I passed Michael J. Fox on the way home as he was on his way back to 80s.
I'm just gonna give everybody like a rundown of time. This chase, we're literally being chased now for about 35, 40 minutes. That's how long it's going.
It's the longest fucking headache of a chase ever. The cops were probably just as frustrated as we were. We both want to call truce, but we decided we're both like.
What made it so bad was just 3 of us, and everybody basically wound up going their own way.
Hold on. Adam's got to tell where the fuck they did.
Adam.
So the safest person in the whole fucking chase was Adam sitting on the highway just
Bullshit.
hanging out.
No, I finally took off.
Apparently if you stop, they don't see you. Turn off the cops are driving around like predator. There's
an article in there about some the way a motorcycle looked. It was called Streetfighterz. It was no fairing. It was all customed out. It was all whatever.
kind of a naked bike.
Yeah, it's really naked, but it had like crazy ass exhaust on it, right? But it was a street bike. So Dennis wrecked, and we're in the garage, and we're stripping all the plastic off his bike, and the TL actually looks really good naked.
Look mirror.
Yeah, it looked like mirror naked. So, and Dennis had already known about, I guess he had already known about the Street Fighter
Style.
look or style. So we took everything off. We're standing there, we're like, damn, this looks pretty good, Street Fighter out.
But I thought you rode a couple times. I thought you could like steer it.
Maybe that day after we took it off. We were back in the garage later though. And we kind of looked at each other, and as we said it, we both kind of like didn't want to admit that it sounded good, just in case the other one would laugh.
But I'm the one that put the Z on the end, right?
Yeah, you put the Z on the end and did fine.
Thanks, Zora.
You did fine.
Congratulations, Zora. Good job.
But no, we were standing there looking at the bike, and we're like, this looks good, Street Fighter out, and then it's like, Street Fighterz.
That was it?
Okay.
It just fit. It was it. Like, it wasn't even an argument.
No.
The Riverfront Times, which is like a big newspaper here in St. Louis, they called us, right? Or did they call you? Or
They called Impact Video.
They did?
They called
I know
Dosey,
the story.
and then
That was a big deal.
Dosey gave them.
why they called us?
That's where the video was distributed.
The video went out yet.
It wasn't out yet. It was due for
No,
release.
it's the footage is in seen that one.
Who's the fucking dumb fuck now?
Yeah, how the fuck did she call? She didn't call those.
She go kill yourself. Hey,
One.
No,
Somehow the guy called us. Somehow the guy
how
called
they
us.
called? No, why did they call us?
I don't know. Somehow it was found out. Do we have a website then yet? Was there a domain name on it?
Yeah, it was. I think that's how he found it. Yep, that's how he found it.
Because
Streetfighterz.com.
we got an email through there.
Yeah, you're right.
Hey, I'd like to talk to you guys about some of the stuff I've been hearing about you.
Right.
It's pretty basic.
So yeah, this guy comes. Where did we do the interview?
We did the interview kind of out front
Bruce
and around
Rushton.
here.
Bruce
Bruce
Rushton
Rushton, exactly.
wrote the article. Wrote the article. And then he sent out the photographer.
Sorry for later.
Who was what's his name? You know his name.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I crashed during the fucking interview. Remember? He's throwing us out of the outer room.
Oh, yeah,
I fucking
yeah.
crashed right by him.
Yeah.
And he's doing a speed camera. Ka-ching, 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 ka-ching. Like fucking paparazzi. That's embarrassing. I never make.
Yeah, but I think that was like, I mean, being in that newspaper and the way, I mean, is that what's called?
Yeah.
It's like, it was like a 3 or 4 page article, and, you know, I think after that, man, it
That was kind of
blew
what we
us.
saw.
That made us blow up in St. Louis, because then our first video release party for C91 was like not, I think they even advertised, talked about it in the article.
Yeah.
And then, you know, that's when we had our first video release party, it was like, it was insane. What we want our fans, what we want our fans to get out of our videos is.
I think each of us should take a shot on this.
I mean, I'll go first if you want.
Yeah,
That's
go
cool.
ahead.
What I want.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
So that's Street Fighter.
What I've always wanted was, I just want people to get that adrenaline rush. I want them to watch it, be able to watch it over and over again. I want them to have it in their, you know, DVD player, or when we first started, their VHS player, and, you know, be getting ready to go out and ride. You listen to the music, get you pumped up. I was always a big proponent of like just having great music, and that was the thing that kind of pushed the videos. But we just want to inspire people, make people feel good about riding, and kind of want to get into the sport and kind of be a part of it.
One of the things that I love about our videos, and hopefully everyone else does, is the fact that all of our music is local. So if you're watching it for the first time, you have no, like, there's no memory of that song already embedded in your mind to listen to a mainstream song. Right. So when you're watching that footage and you're listening to that music and they mesh really, really well together, that's your image of that song and that's your image of that video. So when you watch the video without sound, it just, like, I still hear the song in my head because I've seen it so much. But I mean, when you put a video in, I want it to make you ride. I want it to make you want to go ride. And that's
my big thing is having people relate to us. Because anyone that's seen our videos will walk up to us like they've fucking known us for all our life. And that's cool to me, actually. People come up like, man, you're funny as shit, or James, you're an asshole, or Adam, you're funny too, James, you're a dick. Like, they know us. They learn from the video exactly. Like, yeah, Dennis, you're funny, and Adam's funny, but James is fucking crazy. I'm like, no. The cool thing about that is that people feel like they're relating to you. So not only are you watching stunts, because honestly, there's so many videos out there right now with just stunts, and if we're being real, it bores the shit out of you sometimes, no matter how good the stunts are. You want to have some personality in it. You want to kind of know the people you're watching. I mean, you look up to people sometimes, and you know, I'm not saying we're the best, I'm not saying we're the worst. It's just fun to watch. You can relate.
Yeah, no. you were finally back because remember we were down on Broadway and you were standing, you were doing the elevator, jumping to your tank. You rode awesome that night on Broadway.
Right.
You were starting to really, you were doing stoppies again, and then we did wheelies all the way home on 55, and we and James like, hey, let's do the loop, Merrimack Bottom, and you said no, and you got off, and we went ahead and went. And then you were still in the garage when I came back.
I snapped.
He snapped on you.
No, I didn't snap. I snapped on him for not doing the loop because
we were filming.
We were filming, and when we talk to each other, we're pretty frank how we talk to each other. You know, like, hey, you're supposed to do this. Why do you want to fucking do that? I mean, we talk to each other like we're family. So we're having our little argument, which is normal. It's really no big deal. But then Dennis is like just jumps off the deep end and says that I was never his friend.
Yeah, that's right.
To me, that was like one of the most hurtful things.
That's why he wouldn't let you do it. That's it. Because you said he was never your friend.
He said I was never his friend. Now, I like this man.
I'm an asshole. You're an asshole. I'm an asshole. You never my real friend. That's exactly what happened.
He said,
because I called him an asshole, and he got all big-eyed on me. His fucking eyebrows completed together.
Well, in all fairness, though, I kind of understand where he's coming from. When you say he's never been his friend.
I've never been his friend. I've given him money. I've given him a vehicle when he needed a vehicle to drive. I gave him a motorcycle to ride. I think I've done nothing more to be a friend to him, and he's like really hurt my feelings by being his friend. So all I wanted to do was explain to me why I'm not your friend.
And you were not going to let him leave the garage.
So he starts fucking blocking me.
Right. So I stand in front of his.
That's a fucking smack in the face to me.
No, I stand in front of his motorcycle. He's on his bike.
Leaving.
He's on his bike. I stand in front of his bike. I say, "You're not going to leave until you tell me why I'm not your friend."
Yeah,
so then
you got my face and started getting all big armed.
No, I did not get the big arm. I didn't raise my hand at all.
You did. You had both hands on his motorcycle.
Not leave it until you tell me why I'm not your friend, because that really hurt my feelings. And the next day he called out and said I quit.
Yeah,
I talked to you that night. But then you came over to me and Dan's apartment
and started the fuck out.
Started cutting up credit cards. What did I do to piss you off?
You're being your sarcastic, fucking condescending self. I honestly, I'm not kidding you. Never wanted to fight these guys, but that day, if Adam would have said one more word, I was going to fight him. I don't care, win, lose, or draw, someone was dying that day for sure. And we both just stared at each other. I was like, you're fucking punk. And he's just like, what? What, man? What? I'm just like...
Well, I was just trying to aggravate you.
Yeah, it worked. So I cut my credit card up for Streetfighterz, threw that at him.
Which you still use.
Right? You still use.
Yeah, use it. I fucking broke, man. I hate it. Anyway, so that was, long story short, that was a bad breakup.
The Streetfighterz formed on the basis of friendship, right? And I think, once it became part, there was money coming in, and it was really hard. It gets hard, and still is hard, to keep, friends and money and business together. But I think us three will always probably be friends forever. And, I think even though he kind of left for a little while, and I was really pissed off, that I still loved him, I missed him and wanted him to be around. But we're both stubborn, and
Yeah, it's just a steamboat.
But I think just the fact that we're real down to earth with each other.
Friends in business is tough. It's just tough. And people, no matter what, any factor of life, people go separate ways sometimes, and everybody's ideas aren't always the same, which is fine. People go different trails sometimes.
Well, what kind of made you leave the first? Your wreck played a big part in it, right?
I fuck with my confidence a lot. Confidence is a big thing. Like, once you have a real bad wreck, you're pretty shaky. I don't care who you are. If you have a bad wreck and that's your trick, you're shaky as well. We've all had wrecks. As soon as you go back out, you almost have to pull a wheelie right off the bat just to make sure you're still okay. And you lose your edge a little bit. Once you lose that edge, it kind of just starts getting a little harder, a little harder, a little harder. And then you're only trying tricks just to prove to your friends that you can do it. You're not trying it because you're confident you can do it. I mean, confidence is a big deal. If you don't see yourself completing the trick, more times than not, you're probably going to fuck up again.
But I think we were all kind of, me and James were kind of battling at that time.
Yeah, everybody was butting heads, and probably, I agree, I probably would pull my weight in a lot of areas, and, when it goes from me not being as confident writing, I can't pull my weight in that area, so I have to help out some other way that's just used to that. If I'm not one of the best, it's something I don't enjoy what I'm doing, I hate it. So it just pushes me further away. It's the same with sports, same with writing, underwear modeling, everything. It's just all that. So yeah, I just needed a break. I think I just needed a break. Honestly, it was just overwhelming. Honestly, it's fucked up to say, but it became a job. You have to be somewhere and actually practice, and people are making you do it. I just felt like I was being picked on, even though I wasn't. They were just trying to make me help out and make it equal. But
I think sometimes me and James were trying to help
like, we knew that was one of your weaker areas. When someone said, okay, here's a responsibility that you need to take on, then you kind of want to push away, you want to push against it. So we were probably trying to force it on you to kind of maybe help break you of that habit, but I think it pissed you off more, and then you left.
Well, my thing is, and hopefully a lot of people will take this into consideration, because I used to pride myself on riding, like you guys know that, but when I quit, literally people don't know this, because I don't talk about it except for with these guys and my close friends, I quit cold turkey. So if anybody talks to me, like, how long you riding? You know, you still riding, you still doing something, like, literally, I rode a bike, what was I going for, 2 years, a year and a half? I touched the bike maybe twice, and it wasn't to do wheelies, it was to go on back roads and just have fun one day, you know, so, I mean, you lose your skills, and then coming back, you know, it's tough to pick everything back up, and it's fucking overwhelming to me, so it's just been a roller coaster, you know. I think friendship will always be there, you know, that was a big deal, it was James actually called me, and that was huge to me, I mean, that was a big deal, seriously, I don't have a lot of friends that I actually like to their face. Actually, I like it to their face, but I really don't like it.
You really don't like it.
There's not a lot of people I like to hang out with. Like, you know, and these guys I'll actually go out with from time to time on a rare basis, but I don't go out with anybody. So that was a big deal for them to, you know, get the friendship back on track. So either way, just want myself away for a while. If we filmed every fucking minute of our lives, you wouldn't have to watch any motorcycle tricks whatsoever, because it's more funny when the bikes aren't around. Like, I remember him peeing out the back of the truck on the highway, peeing out the window, but the updraft was throwing it back in his face, dude. You might have been on that trip, I'm not sure if you were or not, but anyway, he's peeing, he's like, dude, it's coming back, and it's just hitting him. We're all just laughing at each other.
Or the time the fucking RV broke down in the McDonald's parking lot and you fuckers left us. Got on an airplane, man. We're sitting there sleeping in a fucking airplane just flying over us, and it's them. But we're fucking stuck in, Gainesville, Florida.
Hey, so we have money.
In the fucking RV. We're stuck in the middle of the McDonald's parking lot. Drive-through. So they couldn't, nobody could go through McDonald's to get their food.
So 5 o'clock in the morning,
They're banging on our drive like 5 in the morning.
Are you picking up the name in this? We're leaving Adam a lot. Do you notice that? He runs out of gas, we leave him. He fucking RV breaks down, we leave him.
And I was thinking our friendship was the coolest thing.
Yeah, there's no one trip that really stands out. All of them fucking funny as shit.
Yeah.
Because in the beginning, when you're around, everybody wants to one up. So whether it's fucking climbing out on the fucking hood of a moving excursion, is that what it was?
Yeah.
No, when you jump, where the fuck were we? In Florida?
No, we were with
and your buddy that you trust with your life speeds up to 70 and you're on the highway pointing in the window. That's on the hood, not on the fucking roof like everybody else does.
What video is that?
It's gotta be part 2 or 3.
Project Dreams.
Is it?
Yeah.
You're exactly right.
Yeah.
I mean, so much stuff.
That was fucking funny, dude.
People will never know this shit. It was the funniest stuff. God, man, if there was a camera on all the time, it'd be rich.
Finding the real fans, I mean, that's what kind of what drives us, me a lot. You know, it's like all the feedback you get from the video, or you know, the fans that want to talk to you at your shows, or you know, signing autographs and stuff like that. It's you know, kind of hard to describe, but that's kind of the reason, one of the major reasons why I think we keep doing it.
Yeah. There's always a big deal. Someone will come up and bring up something from 4 videos you did ago, and you're just like, wow. You know, and then you'll word.
That or like we did a show this summer, and we're at the booth and I look up and there's an entire family. I mean, husband, wife, like sister and brother-in-law, and 5 kids walking down this hill. Everybody has a Streetfighterz shirt on. Everybody. I mean, what do you say to that? I mean, and I've never seen this before in my life. What do you say to that?
I saw a video of them, I don't know about you, I saw a video of them doing it. I thought it was cool. And one day I bought a 4-wheeler 6 years ago, decided to try this stuff. Started doing some wheelies, thought I was good. And ended up trading that for a crash racket. The rest is history.
Same way as you. Seen one of their videos and became a big fan. just following stuff on the internet. I always wanted to watch him riding the show. I never got to. And they opened a booth up in the mall. Went up there to buy a t-shirt. Got to talking to Tina, James' wife, and I guess she liked me and I don't know, like that I was a big fan. Put me to work. The rest is history. Started riding with them, I guess about a year later. And, the girl ride more styles, so I had a little bit of talent, I guess. And seeing I had something to prove, and they put me to work. But
basically, that's all it was, is he put him to work. Because the first year and a half, he sucked. He wasn't good. He could do acrobatics, and that was it.
Yeah, one regret, what would it be?
Oh, man. Shaving off his eyebrow just for Alabama.
I think I'd take that back too. That night of drinking.
There's really nothing I can take back. Everything was good. Everything was positive.
What's been the most fun time you've had so far? Like, what was the most memorable thing that you think you'll never forget? It's been?
I was riding in New York City last summer for the 4th of July ride, I guess. I went out there for friends from New York, 518. Went to New York City and got a ride through all the different little fucking cities itself. And coming across the bridge with Adam, riding wheelies, and all you see is the sun coming off the big buildings in Manhattan. I don't know, that was sort of surreal, I guess. Never gonna have that again. It was fun. Too bad you couldn't go.
Yeah, I'll be there next year. I'd have to say when Senior High 5 got released at the pageant, that was pretty cool. Everybody there to see us, see the video, and seeing the video playing on the big huge screen was pretty cool. That was a fun, non-forgettable weekend.
If there's anything you could look back at and change, what would it be?
Not starting sooner. I wish I would have got into it sooner than I did. Wish I could have been there for a couple more trips.
I would say practicing more. It's I don't know, it comes and goes in phases with me, I guess. I always love it, but sometimes I'm not motivated enough to go out there and just keep practicing over and over and over. I just get burnt out on things. If I can't pick it up right away, just give up, I guess. But
when you look back at this 50 years from now, what do you think you'll remember?
Probably going down the highway with no front wheel.
that was quality.
Being on TV on Superbikes. That was pretty cool. Being in a couple magazines. Something to show my grandchildren, grandkids.
I'll just probably look back and laugh at all this dumb stuff we've done, all the crazy things that we probably should have got arrested for, or should have died a few different times, I guess. But all good memories so far.
If you could sum up Streetfighterz using just one word, what would it be? Your experience so far with Streetfighterz, one word.
Roller coaster.
Intense.
You told this shit to me. Dude, that's right my fucking shin, man. That fucking hurt.
It did hurt so bad. Going home.
Who riding that fucking button up though, so I wanna know.
I'm gonna use this audio for
What's your deal? It's 2 heavy and it's 1 left. You can trade up. Oh, that's crap. You can trade. Oh, you can't trade. How long do you think our stoppies were back in the day?
30 feet. Hey, why do you have your butt hanging out there?
Does it?
First of all, why do you have that underwear on?
Let me pull it up.
Shut up.